season. It's really cold here in Dublin. Greetings to you. My name is Nicola McKenna and I do Morning Pages Live, hashtag Morning Pages Live. And I have my refill pad with me today. Morning Pages Live is great for making goals and breaking goals and looking at streaks that you might have. Let's say you have a plan to, do 365 days of morning pages or journal for a full month. Sometimes getting into that habit can be quite difficult, and it's important to cut ourselves a wee bit of slack, So this kind of came into my realm this morning when I was doing some exercise, and I went into my my progress on the exercise app, and I looked at the goals, and there's a goal for this exercise and a goal for running and a goal for the bike and all the rest. And as I was going through it, I was going, what month are we in? Are we in April? Because the the little diagram that showed my progress, it suggested that it was still in April, because I had done so little of this activity, Hiya, Eva, how are you? I'm talking about goals. And when I looked at this little diagram, it showed that out of my progress, I had done maybe 200 kilometers of a goal of 1,000 kilometers. And I was kind of going, what month? Oh my God, we're in November. And I started to kind of feel really bad. Oh my God, if I just park everything for the rest of the year, maybe I'll meet this goal. I really like meeting goals, And we're like that, aren't we? We like to meet goals. We like to make them. We don't necessarily have to modify them. So how do you feel about modifying goals? How do you feel about changing a plan, cutting a corner, adjusting a little number on an app or in your head or in your heart? How do you feel about that? It's quite difficult, isn't it? So this morning, in my exercise app, I was looking and going, okay, I had down per month, I would do 12 activities. Okay, now that activity could be going for a walk, or it could be this, or it could be that. And I'm looking at the 12, and consistently for months and months and months, I haven't hit the 12. Sometimes I haven't even got off the mark. And I'm looking at this goal going 0 out of 12, 0 out of 12, 0 out of 12. And it's not helping me. It's not serving me, for want of a better word. I'm looking at the 0/12, 0 activities completed, and going, well, I just feel bad. Thanks. Why am I doing this to myself? Is there anybody else watching me? Is there anybody else checking these progress stats of mine? Last time I checked, I wasn't an Olympian. Last time I checked, there was no coach over me checking in, accountability groups, nothing like that. So the only person who set the goal and who cares about the goal and who would tut if I cancelled the goal or if I didn't do something about it would be me. By the same token, I am the only person who, if I hit the 12 out of 12, the only person who would care, the only person who would cheer and approve would be me. So I could tell all of you guys, I could go off and do these 12 activities and tell you guys afterwards, and would you really care? Oh God, Nicola did 12 out of 12 activities. No, I'm going to you to get your approval. I'm going to get your praise and your your seal of she's all right, Why do we seek that? Why do we seek that from one another? One of the key things that we try to do in our Morning Pages Live is to seek the approval for ourselves and seek the acceptance for ourselves, and not necessarily go outside to seek that approval. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hopefully it makes sense to you. I suppose one of the big things that I did this morning, and it does take time and it does take practice, is dropping a goal. I modified some goals, I brought them down. I was looking at them going, let's be realistic. 1,000 kilometers of a run every year is just not gonna do it, Nick, but maybe 500. It can take a lot of courage to cut back like that, but to do so is to bring that compassion and to strengthen me. It's to bring strength to myself. So Eva, great to have you here. Thanks for joining us for Morning Pages Live. It's really important that we know that we can cry off, that we can skip the Morning Pages Live. And especially when I see people who aren't, who are here normally and who don't turn up, I kind of go, oh, and I get worried and am I doing something wrong? Is there something the matter with me? Am I losing my audience, or am I losing my touch, or have I communicated well enough? And I have to kind of sit with that unease, and that's my bag. That's my choice. I have to sit there and kind of understand that I did tell them that it was okay to skip, and now my ego is having a problem with it, and now my ego is going, oh, tut, 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 now you see what happened? And it's sitting there like a judge. So I'm having to sit with that discomfort and know that the people who want to be here, the people who need to be here are here. And the people who need to skip and the people who need to cry off, they are allowed and they are permitted and they are authorized by themselves. But I'm secretly applauding you from afar. Please know that. If you see this, I'm secretly applauding you when you skip, when you let other things take priority. I am secretly applauding you, because I needed to do that for myself, and I needed to bring compassion and kindness to my own creative practice, So let's get to it. What goes into Morning Pages? Anything really goes into Morning Pages. Morning Pages is not to be shared with anybody. And it allows exploration of things that are maybe bugging you. It allows questions to come out. Sometimes Morning Pages can become a dialogue between you and your wisdom, you and your higher power, you and God. It really depends. What do you need today? Bring that to the pages. Bring that to the pages and allow it come out in safety just for 10 minutes. We use a timer on purpose. We start and we purposely stop because it can become a bit of a rabbit hole. Okay. Fridays we go long. Fridays we go for 45 minutes and we plan, we schedule. This is when I'm going to think about this really difficult thing. This is when we're going to have the hard conversation, if that makes sense. So Fridays are really particularly good for that. There's a lot of people join us and they keep going at the end. So that's why we talk at the start and then let people, after our 3 deep breaths, some people keep going because they have time, because there's stuff that needs to come out and it can't wait. Some of us are deeply upset on this day and the anger has to come out, the disappointment has to come out. It's just a thing that has to happen and we have to be there and facilitate it. Yeah. All right, so let's get started. Hope you're keeping well, Eva. And all is well where you are. I'm going to start a timer for 10 minutes. Then we'll do our review of 1 minute. And that review is really key, isn't it? It starts to highlight a lot of insights and stuff like that. And then we do our 3 deep breaths and then we say goodbye. All right, all set. And I'm going to get my seat back out in the car today. Yeah. All right, Eva, it's you and me, my friend. Let's do this. We're 10 minutes starting now. Hello. Time's up. Time's up. Hi, Amanda Keeney. Hope you got some work done, some words done. We're going to take our 1 minute and 3 deep breaths. And then we're going to say sayonara. If you need to keep writing, if you want to keep writing, and if time allows, go for it. Go with God. We will talk about skipping another day because that is kind of important, you know. Let's do our 1 minute review. Are you ready? And go. So we're underlining insights, things to remember, buy the potatoes, you know. Goodness me. Wow. Quick. There's our review time over. I was chatting to a friend on Friday. We're working together, a little collaboration. And she says the review at the end of the Morning Pages Live is particularly helpful because, yes, it'll say, you know, buy the potatoes or ring such and such. But more than that, it kind of gives you a window into your soul. This is what I'm really thinking. This is what I'm really feeling. You know, after the potatoes, before the call, somewhere in between, this came out. There's magic. There's magic in this practice. There's magic in this practice. I absolutely love it. What came out on mine was ego raising its head. Yeah. And it's safe to do it here. It's safe to do it. Okay? Yeah, the short review really does matter, Mandakini. Yeah. I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for coming and for joining us. You guys are amazing. I am a bit up the walls, and that's the reason why the ego came out and why I'm in the car. And so I'm going to get through our 3 deep breaths. And in these 3 deep breaths, we kind of give gratitude for the 10 minutes. And we say, I'll see you again tomorrow. I'll see you again in a week. I'll see you again in a month. Because we're allowed to cry off. Yeah? And we release the tension and the, you know, try and shake it off if we can and get back to our day. All right? So we go in for 4. Fill your lungs and hold it. 3, 4, and out through your mouth. In through the nose for 4. And out. Last one. Exhale like you're a cow giving birth. Come on. Or like a skunk doing something it shouldn't. That was very skunky. That was a very skunky exhale. It's a long story. It's a long story. It involves Pepe Le Pew. So bad. So bad. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. I will see you again tomorrow for our shorter Morning Pages Live. If there's anyone that you think will get benefit out of this, I do it the most days, yeah. And I'm open to hearing whatever you guys need from me. Just let me know. And on Fridays, then we go longer. Does that make sense? We go longer. We start at 10. We, satisfy the ego and go for the 3 longer pages and, shut that critic up a little bit. But for now, I ask you to give thanks to yourself and all your hard work for turning up, for giving the 10 minutes, for breathing out like a skunk. Uh, I don't know. I just make this stuff up every day, you know. There's no sense, there's no logic to it, you know. Mandakini, thanks for doing this, and thanks to all of us here. Yeah, it's a lovely little bunch of people. That sounds so condescending. A lovely bunch of people, a lovely little community, you know. So thank you, and go with God. Vaya con Dios, as Keanu would say. All right, bye. Take care.